Okay, I'm going to make some short videos. I'm just going to break them up, but I'm going to tell my whole story the best of my ability. And here we go. And it goes, as I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where and hint of riches new and old. In the beginning, I mentally went with two places other searchers were betting on, New Mexico or the part of Yellowstone located in Montana. I read The Thrill of the Chase and the poem over and over. I studied the maps and any other information I could find. It was the following words that made me know for myself that the treasure was in Yellowstone National Parks. I'll be happy to share my national forest with you, Forrest said, and it's a place that I have visited a few times. I have fond memories of the place. And it further goes on. In an interview done in November of 2015, Forrest Fenn said, the spot where I hid my treasure was in my mind from the time that I first started thinking about the chase. It is special to me, and there was never another consideration. I was going to make it work no matter what. In my reveries, I often find myself stealing away to that place, and I always consider it to be mine. I believe Forrest Fenn was talking about Yellowstone. Furthermore, Forrest's poem starts out with the word as. On the periodic table, uh, as represents arsenic. Okay, here's a picture of arsenic. It's a yellow stone. Okay, we have arsenic here, and if you can see my pointer here on the periodic table of elements, and it's right here, and it just happens to be number 33, which is a very important number here. And it also has AS as a word value of 20. Something to keep in mind, but this is very important, 33. Arsenic. Another thing that comes to mind is in the first stanza, it goes, I can keep my secret where. And if you were to go to page 55, or actually 54, in the stamp, it says somewhere in Wyoming. And there's only three in the Thrill of the Chase that says somewhere. All the rest of them give you a location. So in the poem again, it goes, I can keep my secret where, and where is that? Well, it's somewhere. And so in my mind, it was going somewhere in Wyoming. And then the other one is on page 58, and it goes somewhere in Montana. And then the third one is actually on page 126, and it says somewhere north of Santa Fe, and that is the picture of the chest. So to me, that's giving you some hints to where to start and look for the treasure. So Yellowstone. Through more study and thinking, I determined that the search began in Montana in the city of Gardner. I definitely wasn't the first to think this. In the book, The Thrill of the Chase, Fenn has a dream, and he's on Gardner Island. The spelling is the same, and others came to the same conclusion. So I decided that was where I wanted to start my search. And it's just like Forrest Fenn to be that bold and tell you the starting point right after the poem. And uh, and anyway, I also felt that I was looking for two borders. The reason in The Thrill of the Chase, Forrest talks about going to the bookstore Borders twice. Both times it's raining. I decided that the bookstore was a cemetery. Each person in the cemetery is a book. So I was looking for a place with two borders, and this store was now number one on my list. So in my way of thinking, uh, I I had to find somewhere that had two borders, and it just happens that Gardner has the border of Montana and the border of Yellowstone. So there's two borders. There's only another place is in West Yellowstone actually has two borders, but I started up in Gardner, Montana. I also concluded that where warm waters halt was a boiling river. This changed over time to different ideas, but basically the same idea. My final conclusion is warm water halts where people get off the train in Gardner or where people halt to come into Yellowstone National Park. People are the warm water. I have some examples of why my assumption is a quote from Forrest Fenn. I think the problem that searchers make is that they don't dwell long enough on the first clue. If you scrutinize this statement with imagination, it reveals that people don't halt at the first clue. And then there's another one that you get in your car to go to the first clue. And that's you're the warm water in the car showing up at the first clue to halt. And we can go on in scrapbook 223. It reads out of the photo there on the close right is where my mom had her pansy garden that she planted and tenderly tended each summer day. She died while sitting in their Airstream motorhome just 10 feet north of this photo. A tall pine tree uh, guards her pansies. The flowers are gone now, and so is my dad. It would be kind of like a toast of thanks if I could go there next summer and pour uh, warm water on the roots of that pine tree. But I don't even know if it's still there. From this, I get the hint that warm waters poured on roots of the tree is Forrest peeing on them. Maybe I'm warped. Well, we'll just go that I am. But either way, with imagination, this helps clarify we are warm waters. I can go on with others from the book Once Upon a While on page 120. It reads, "The brown hat I wear so proudly was George's. He wore it while his hunters killed 28 grizzlies out there just east of Yellowstone. He placed it on my head beside a campfire one night and said, 'Fits you like a glass fits water. So I want you to have it.' With my imagination, this tells me we are the glass of water or warm waters." Furthermore, in Teachers with Ropes in The Thrill of the Chase, they couldn't understand why it was cold to the touch when it was in a warm room. And we are the ones that determine whether something's warm because it has to be uh, close to our temperature, or just a little above that to be warm. So we are warm waters. Another example, a woman, her water breaks before she gives birth. Uh, you could say your tears are salty water. There's polluted water, so your pee is definitely water. So we are definitely waters. And if everybody's halting at the same place, then you have multiple waters. And uh, you can you can suck on somebody's toe, therefore dip your toe in it, uh, lends itself to water. Additionally, Forrest Fenn is always saying, look at the big picture. If you look at the big picture in The Thrill of the Chase on page 122 and Too Far to Walk on page 94, there is a crack down at the bottom of the picture, with the border being part of the solution. I saw the crack as Gardner River running from the border of Yellowstone down the canyon. And that's also found in, well, it's found in both Too Far to Walk and The Thrill of the Chase. So that's two times. And if you notice, they're both dealing with water, fishing holes, and they're rafting a river. So that adds to it. I just thought real quick I'd do some, this is my opinion writing. What is an opinion writing? An opinion is a belief feeling. It is your point of view, is the result of an emotion, may be supported by an argument, may be the result of someone's beliefs, feelings, or perspective, can be stronger when supported by facts and details. Anyway, I'm just covering my bases because of all the sensitive people out there. Just that's my opinion and my feeling. Okay. Anyway, I'm not trying to really pick a fight. I kind of find it somewhat amusing, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw these in here so that we can, uh, make sure we know that it's feelings and opinions. So then we all can have them. So these videos are all my opinions and they're my feelings. So take them as you want. I don't mind. And one more. Uh, my rights don't end where your feelings begin. So anyway, not trying to, well, anyway, keep smiling. On to the next one.